Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parikacharya Astottara Siddhi Mangesh A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parikacharya Astottara Siddhi Mangesh Bhakti Siddhanta Sri Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय. नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासुदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोधाम की जय. वृंदावन धाम की जय. मथुरा धाम की जय. मायापुर धाम की जय. जगन्नाथ धाम, गंगामयी जमुनामयी की जय. तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय. समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All wish you go round.
Welcome, everyone, to Srimad Bhagavatam with His Divine Grace, Jayādvaita Swami. It is Monday, June 23rd, 2025, and today we're starting with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 17, Text 30. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, I'll begin with text 30. Yanaham atmayatanam vinirmita datra yato yam gunasarga shang raha sa eva mam antum udayuda svarad upastito nayam sharanam kam ashrayat. Translation. The planet Earth continued. My dear Lord, you are the complete conductor of the material creation. You have created this cosmic manifestation and the three material qualities, and therefore you have created me, the planet Earth, the resting place of all living entities. Yet you are always fully independent, my Lord. Now that you are present before me and ready to kill me with your weapons, let me know where I should go to take shelter, and tell me who can give me protection. Purport. The planet Earth herein exhibits the symptoms of full surrender before the Lord. As stated, no one can protect the person whom Krishna is prepared to kill, and no one can kill the person whom Krishna protects. Because the Lord was prepared to kill the planet Earth, there was no one to give protection to her. We are all receiving protection from the Lord, and it is therefore proper that every one of us surrender unto him. In Bhagavad Gita 18:66, the Lord instructs, Sarva Dharman Richaja, Mamikam Sharanam Raja, Aham Tvam Sarva Pabebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, My dear Lord, whatever I have, even my mind, the center of all material necessities, namely my home, my body, and whatever I have in connection with this body, I now surrender unto you. You are now completely independent to act however you like. If you like, you can kill me, and if you like, you can save me. In any case, I am your eternal servant, and you have every right to do whatever you like. Maharaj and others, do you have comments on this verse?
The earth is surrendering. The Lord is addressed as the Atma Ayatanam, the resting place of all. Well, not the Lord is addressed that way, but the earth is addressed that way, and the Lord is the creator and maintainer of the earth. So the earth recognizes that relationship and surrenders. Who else can I go to for shelter? Upastito, anyam shradanam kam ashreye. There's no one else that I could go to for shelter. So it's a rhetorical question in that sense. You're ready to kill me. If you don't give me shelter, who will? Where else can I go? So who else can protect me? So indirectly, it's a way of saying, I have to take shelter of you. You're the one who's maintaining the earth. You're the one who's created the earth. So where else can I go? What is that? Prabhupada expresses that also. And Narottam Das Thakur. What is that? Hari Hari Bifale, the last verse. Someone knows? At the end, Krishna, the verse goes in that direction. I have no place else to go. Please don't kick me away. I have no place else. Yeah. The Tomabina Keache Amar. Where else can I go? Who else but you can I approach? Prabhupada also in his Anyagati Nai, Prabhupada song. Let me just see.
We have something in the chat.
Oh, it's true.
Praveen Krishna Prabhu writes, Narottama Dasakoi na teli ho rangapai Roma bine ke ache amara.
Right. That's the one we just quoted. And then there's Prabhupada's verse. Let's see. Give me a moment. Yeah. Ami tomar nityadas tai korietas tumi bina anyagatina. Apart from you, I have no other refuge. Yes, I'm your eternal servant, and I have no other refuge than you. So, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Finally, at the end, one comes to the conclusion: Krishna is everything. So let me surrender to Krishna. Where else will I go? And there's no place else. There's no place else. All right, I think that's. Then there's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has a commentary. If that is so, that would refer to what was in the previous verse, which is on this device a little pages away. Kindle is not good for this kind of situation. But he says, if that is so, then according to your own words, I have no attachment for you, so I can kill you. Earth answers with this verse. One should not kill the creeper which has been planted by one's own hand. You have created me and should not kill me. And I also assist you. I'm the shelter for the jivas. In me, yataha, there's a protection of the four kinds of living entities, those born from embryos, eggs, perspiration, and earth. Swarat means, in the verse, independent. So earth is offering reasons why Prithu Maharaj should not kill her and is surrendering. Hare Krishna.
Adrapati Prabhu, are you ready to read the next verse? Text 31.
Okay. Om Gyanantimirandasya Gyananjanasalakaya Chakshurmitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Krita Jayādvaita Swami. Ya etad adav asijat characharam swamayayat swamayaya asayaya avitarkyaya taeva soyam kilagoptum udyataha katham numam dharma paro jigam sati. Translation. In the beginning of creation, you created all these moving and non-moving living entities by your inconceivable energy. Through this very same energy, you are now prepared to protect the living entities. Indeed, you are the supreme protector of religious principles. Why are you so anxious to kill me, even though I am in the form of a cow? The planet Earth argues that there is no doubt that one who creates can also annihilate by his sweet will. The planet Earth questions why she should be killed when the Lord is prepared to give protection to everyone. After all, it is the Earth that is a resting place for all other living entities. And it is the Earth that produces grains for them. Om Gyanantimirandasya Gyananjanasalakaya Chakshurmitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So here we see Prithu Maharaj is wanting to kill Earth, who takes the form of a cow, and somehow the Earth reasons why she should not be killed. Here in this section, he offers prayers to Prithu Maharaj, knowing that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. So she offers respects to Prithu Maharaj. And then her prayers in this particular verse is mentioning why you are supposed to be the protector of all living entities. Bhoktaram yeketapatam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarva bhutanam gyaptamam santividyati. Right. The Lord is supposed to be the protector of all living entities. And by your inconceivable avitarkya energy, and you are now maintaining and protecting them, and you are a strict follower of dharma para, so how can you be so anxious to kill me, a cow? Right. And here she argues in different ways that she should not be killed. Before we see that Prithu Maharaj counter argues that it's justifiable for him to kill her as she has accepted all the shares of the yagyas, but in return has not given the food grains, and the citizens are hungry. So as a king, it's his responsibility that all the citizens in his kingdom are properly fed, and there is no lack of grains. And here the earth is not producing the grains, though it has taken the share of all the yajna, right? And from Bhagavad Gita, we know that the grains come from yajna. Grains come from the rain comes from yajna, sacrifice. Right. So, and here, we see rightfully, she's trying to again pray to Prithu Maharaj that why she should be killed, and instead she should be protected, as the king's duty is also to give protection to all living entities. Yeah. Yep. Guru Maharaj, you will like to
Well, there's avitarkya, ya, swamaya atma ashraya avitarkya. By your inconceivable energy, avitarkya means we can't argue about it. Tarka pratishta. Shrutya Bibin. In the Mahabharata, it said that the absolute truth can't be ascertained by argument. Tarka. Tarka means argument. Shinchakalu ye bhava not tams tarkena yogi, like that. The absolute truth is inconceivable, so no amount of argument is going to reach him. And how he created and so on is also inconceivable. We may not, who could imagine that Krishna would lie on the bed of Sheshanaga and manifest himself, his four-armed form. This is not something that you can arrive at by experiment or by logical argument. It has to be understood from the parampara system. It can't be understood by argument. It can't be established by argument. It can't be refuted by argument. One has to hear it submissively, and then one can understand. Otherwise, it's simply beyond our understanding. But Maya avitarkya taya. By your Maya, you've done it. By your energy, Maya means energy. By your material energy, you've created this whole cosmic manifestation. And in the process, you've bewildered the materialists who try to understand you or understand creation by their own tiny intellectual capabilities. Apart from that, you're dharma para, you're dedicated to dharma. You've appeared for the sake of Dharma. So then why are you so eager to kill me? This doesn't appear to be very religious. You're the protector of all living entities. You're dedicated to Dharma. Then why should you want to kill me, the earth, who appeared in the form of a cow, who's providing grains for living entities, all the living entities? This appears contradictory. That's the argument. Hare Krishna.
Anjatapa, Prabhu, would you like to take the next text? 32.
Nunam bateshasya samihitam janais tanmayaya jurjayaya kritatmabihi nalakshiteyastvakarod akarayad yoneka eka paratascha ishvaraha. My dear Lord, although you are one, by your inconceivable potencies, you have expanded yourself in many forms. Through the agency of Brahma, you have created this universe. You are therefore directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are not sufficiently experienced cannot understand your transcendental activities, because these persons are covered by your illusory energy. Purport. God is one, but he expands himself in a variety of energies: the material energy, the spiritual energy, the marginal energy, and so forth. Unless one is favored and especially endowed with grace, he cannot understand how the one Supreme Personality of Godhead acts through his different energies. The living entities are also the marginal energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is also one of these living entities, but he is especially empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Brahma is supposed to be the creator of this universe, actually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is its ultimate creator. In this verse, the word Mayaya is significant. Maya means energy. Lord Brahma is not the energetic, but is one of the manifestations of the Lord's marginal energy. In other words, Lord Brahma is only an instrument. Although sometimes plans appear contradictory, there is a definite plan behind all action. One who is experienced and is favored by the Lord can understand that everything is being done according to the Lord's supreme plan. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Kurudasa Jayādvaita Swami iti namine Om Ajnana Tamarandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshru Manitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, the earth continues to appeal for the mercy of Maharaj Prithu. She's already recognized his inconceivable power as a Shakti-based incarnation of the Lord. Indeed, she speaks of him in this way: you are therefore directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And she's seen his power and his understanding from different angles of vision, the king's extraordinary position. There's some really nice points in the purport. This one particularly jumps out at me. Unless one is favored and especially endowed with grace, he cannot understand how the one Supreme Personality of Godhead acts through his different energies. ultimately, all of our devotional services, if we're sincere, and appeal for the mercy of the Lord via the spiritual master, because no matter what our endeavor is, how tiny or great, it's insignificant it's a hardly capable attempt to understand anything about the material creation, let alone the spiritual energy and the Supreme Lord Himself. We're simply tiny parts and parcels when we are described in this material world as tiny sparks of the material energy, 1/10,000th the tip of the hair. This should drive home our incapacity to understand anything fully on our own. We're dependent on mercy. But though we are dependent on mercy, it doesn't mean we don't act to obtain the favor of the Lord. And when we become a little more advanced, obtaining that mercy or not, we act in such a way as to please Krishna. We want to do whatever we can to make the Lord satisfied. That's our position. However tiny and however insignificant our offering is, we know that it's important. The real important thing is our intention and our desire and our actions be pure. And here, we understand pointing out that even Brahma, he appears like the immediate organizer or regulator of the universe, or even you could even say creator of the universe, but his activities are actually secondary. Everything is going on ultimately by the Supreme Personality of Godhead's plan, as is stated in the last sentence of the purport. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, would you like to say something on this verse?
The church, Akatatmabi. The way your, excuse me, the way your potency works is not understandable to Akatatmabi. Akatatmabi means those whose minds are not fully developed, those who are not sufficiently experienced. Krita. Krita means done. Akrita Atmabi. We might say in English, half-baked. You know, they didn't finish the job. Those whose understanding is not, what it is, yeah, half-baked. Half-baked means, you know, your cake is on the way, but it's not fully there. And that's another expression we use in English, not all there. If someone's not all there, we know what that means. So akatatmabhi, not sufficiently experienced. The same term appears in the Bhagavad Gita, akatatmana. Krishna explains how the living being leaves the body, and then the particular mentality that he has, the subtle body, attracts a new eye, a new nose, a new ear, a new tongue, a new set of senses. And in this way, he goes from one body to another. Yatanto yoginas chainam pashyat yatman yavastitam. The yogis may be able to understand this. The devotees can understand it. But yatanto api akatatmano nainam pashyant. So those who are unintelligent, even though they strive to understand it, because they're akatatmana, because they're not all there, not mature, not experienced. Avishuddha buddhya, not pure in their understanding. They can't get it. They can't understand how these things are working. So those who are akatatmana can't see how by Krishna, by his Maya, has created all these varieties. Although he's Eka, Aneka. He's created all these varieties. Padata, by his inconceivable potencies. The Mayavadis are also in this category of not sufficiently developed. They understand that there's transcendence. They understand that this material world is in one sense illusory, but they can't finally understand that it's an emanation from the personality of Godhead, that it's not totally false. It has its reality in Krishna. These things are just not within their grasp because they're akritatmas. They haven't avishuddha buddhaya. They haven't reached genuine pure consciousness, genuine Krishna consciousness. So they've gone beyond the realm of the materialists, but they haven't yet reached the understanding of spiritual variety. And therefore, when they see Krishna, they think that Krishna is also a manifestation of Maya. They go that far in their misunderstanding. So it's Krishna who, through the agency of his material energies, through the agency of Brahma, has created everything through his illusory energy, his material energy. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu writes, some situations seem very complicated. Are they still plan of the Lord or just reactions to actions? For example, a devotee may experience a very unfortunate situation which may traumatize the devotee. Still a plan of the Lord?
Everything's finally the plan of the Lord, whether he individually devises it for the devotee or it's the happening automatically by the work of his energy. If I'm inattentive and I trip on the curb, that doesn't have to be a divine arrangement of the Lord specifically for which he specifically intervenes into the affairs of material nature to teach me a lesson. It can just be the ordinary workings of his material energy. He doesn't have to take time out to do everything personally. He may sometimes intervene in human affairs out of his own sweet will, but we don't have to take it that everything that happens in the life of devotee has to be a matter of personal divine intervention. That if he slips, he falls only because of the Lord's intervention and not because of gravity and the other usual forces. But the devotee sees either way that the divine will is behind everything. If as a result of my karma, I've tripped and broken my arm, that's ultimately Krishna's arrangement, and it can be seen as an opportunity for surrendering to Krishna, for advancing in Krishna consciousness. So the devotee takes it that way, that whether the Lord does it directly or he does it indirectly. What is that? Anvayaditaratascha. The Lord may do something directly or he may do something indirectly through his energies. Either way, it's the Lord acting. But the disciple, the spiritual master may directly tell him, do this, or he may get an instruction from a third party that Guru Maharaj wants you to do this. Guru Maharaj told me to tell you he wants you to do this. Or even Prabhupada took it that a godbrother was speaking, a godbrother who was advising him to take sannyas was actually speaking on behalf of his Guru Maharaj, that his Guru Maharaj, through that godbrother, was speaking. So a devotee sees Krishna acting everywhere, or the spiritual master acting everywhere. Not that only if he personally lifts up his divine hand and does something, then it's Krishna, then it's God. And if it's indirect, then it's something else. It's Maya. Maya also is God's agent. So the Krishna conscious person sees God acting everywhere, Krishna acting everywhere. Hope that's all right.
We have more things in the chat from Panchatattva Prabhu. Isanto yogina shainan pasyanti atmani avishtitam yatantopi akta mano anam pasyanti tasaha. Translation. Okay, synonyms. Do you want to go over that or?
No.
Okay. Translation. Endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can see all this clearly, but those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try. Bhagavad Gita 15:11.
Yes, Akratatma.
Venkatesh Prabhu writes, last sentence of the purport. One who is experienced and is favored by the Lord can understand that everything is being done according to the Lord's supreme plan. What is the experience being referred to here? How to get that experience? Does it come automatically with passage of time and association of devotees?
Yeah, that's one thing. Just by nature of being in this world, we'll get plenty of experience. But when one's Krishna conscious, one has, the more one stays with it, the more one has a record of Krishna conscious experience, a lifetime of Krishna conscious experience. So that's, therefore, generally, we find that the senior sages, the senior, senior transcendentalists are given respect because they have experience. Experience counts for something. But experience may be trumped by other considerations. Shukadev Goswami was only 16 years old, but he was considered more experienced than all the elderly and learned sages in the assembly because of his Krishna consciousness. So experience, what is that? Experience can also be translated into Vigyan. There's knowledge, theoretical knowledge, and then there's realized knowledge. Realized knowledge has to do with experience also. By experience, one learns this works, this doesn't work. One learns what Krishna's instructions mean. So experience, but a lifetime of experience will be useless for a person who doesn't have Krishna's mercy, Krishna's grace. Everyone has, what is that? In the second canto, what is the use of a long lifetime wasted without experience, essentially? Maybe somebody will find that word, that verse. Better a moment of self-realization. So we can live our whole life and still be childish, inexperienced. Childish, inexperienced. But a person who's engaged in the service of Krishna gets realized knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Saraswati Machi, could you take the chat, including your comment there, since I need to drop off?
Yes. Pranams Param Puಜ್ಯ Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas. we see an apparent contradictory act in the case of Maharaj Parikshit when he is first saved in the womb by Krishna and then cursed to die in 7 days. But he didn't become bewildered by these seemingly contradictory actions. So can we take it that he is much more advanced than Bhudevi? Hare Krishna.
Can we take it that, give me that again?
Can we take it that Maharaj Parikshit is much more advanced compared to Mother Earth?
Well, of course, we don't want to judge, but Parikshit Maharaj is special. What can we say? He's yeah, I wouldn't go into that framework. But yes, he surrenders immediately. Earth only surrenders after being chased all over.
I think Rasananda Prabhu is on break. I could take the next verse if you like.
Let me just look at your question one more time. He was first saved in the womb and then cursed to die in 7 days. So yes, these are the signs of a Vaishnava. And Earth is not being treated the same way. But the Earth is also the intimate consort of the Lord, or servant of the Lord. So, and very fortunate. Elsewhere, the Earth is blessed because Krishna traverses the Earth with his lotus feet. He came to Earth and decorated the Earth with the impressions of his lotus feet. So who could be more fortunate than the Earth? He lifts up the Earth as Varaha. So the Earth has an intimate relationship with the Lord, and Parikshit Maharaj has an intimate relationship with the Lord. So we may not do a comparative evaluation, who's higher, who's more dear, who's more advanced. But we see that both of them have their special relationship with Krishna. That verse that I was thinking of is 2:112. Kim pramattasya bahubi parokshire ayanariha param muhurtam viditam kartare shreyase yata. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in the world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after one's supreme interest. So let me just see. Yeah, paroksha has to do with that which is out of sight, or indiscernible, or unknown, or beyond the range of sight. So what's the use of a long life in which one, as we say, doesn't get it? One doesn't understand self-realization or devotional service to Krishna. What is the use of such a life? Even though Bahubi, there may be, one may live for so many years, and from that point of view be experienced, but still be a fool, still be a Kritatma, still just not able to grasp what the truth is, Because Mahajanayena Gatasapanta, if we want to understand the truth, then we have to follow in the footsteps of the Mahatmas. The Mahatmanas tu Mamparta Diving. We have to follow in the footsteps of those who've taken shelter of Krishna's divine energy. Otherwise, even though we may have so many years behind us, we'll just be old fools. Hare Krishna.
Saraswati Mata, you have your hand up.
Yes, I'd like to ask Maharaj Shri. Today I was listening to a class by Srila Prabhupada where he talked about how in our Vedic scriptures, animals are human beings are compared to some animals like, the dog, Gokara, the asses, and the cows. Here we know that Mother Earth took the form of a cow specifically because cows are sacred and they are protected. So I'm trying to understand the logic why somebody like Gokara, the cow, we know that cows and asses are so mentioned because they are on the bodily concept of life. But I'm just wondering why specifically the cow, which is supposed to be a sacred protected animal, is sort of compared here to, with the asses and the dogs and the hogs. Hare Krishna.
They may be sacred, but, pardon by saying so, they're stupid. Cows are not known for their intellectual capability. They're dull. If you invite a cow to the Bhagavad Gita class, you're sacred, you're especially blessed by Krishna, you're Krishna's favorite animal. So certainly you'll be interested in Bhagavad Gita. No, the cow can't get it. Cow can't get it, however sacred the cow may be. So from one point of view, Svavid Vrahostra Karai. So you may be a a nasty animal, like an ass, or you may be a very nice, even sacred animal, like a cow. But either way, you're an animal. If you're not interested in hearing Krishna Katha, then you may be a low animal or a high animal, an obnoxious animal or a sacred animal, but you're an animal. You can take it that way.
Should we move to the next verse?
Should we look and see what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said about this one before we do it? He says, you're saying that I'm irreligious. No, not at all. But your powers are hard to understand. Akritatma means by persons with bewildered minds. The Lord who carried out primary creation has made Brahma carry out secondary creation, Akaryat. He is one alone and many by Maya, Parata. Well, that's interesting. How is he many by Maya? One meaning can be he appears to be many, but he's actually one. It's only by illusion that we see him to be many. Eka Brahma Dvitiya Nasti. There's only one absolute truth, not more than one. Or another meaning is by his energy, Maya. He appears to, he does many things. Even though he's one, he expands himself as Brahma and acts through Brahma. So there are many factors in the creation, many energies at work, but still, the Lord is one. Aneka and Eka, we saw in the previous verse. Parasya Shakti Vividai Vishriyate. Through his energies, he's doing everything, even though he's one. Hare Krishna.
All right. Maybe we have time for one more verse, Guru Maharaj.
I've made too
Or-
many decisions.
Yes. All right, I'll read text 33. Sargadi yosyanurannadhi shaktibhir dravya kriyakaraka chetanatmabhihi tasmai samunnadha niruddha shakti nama parasmai purushaya vedhase. My dear Lord, by your own potencies, you are the original cause of the material elements, as well as the performing instruments, the senses, the workers of the senses, the controlling demigods, the intelligence and the ego, as well as everything else. By your energy, you manifest this entire cosmic creation, maintain it, and dissolve it. Through your energy alone, everything is sometimes manifest and sometimes not manifest. You are therefore the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. All activities begin with the creation of the total energy, the Mahat Tattva. Then, by the agitation of the three gunas, the physical elements are created, as well as the mind, ego, and the controllers of the senses. All of these are created one after another by the inconceivable energy of the Lord. In modern electronics, a mechanic may, by pushing only one button, set off an electronic chain reaction, by which so many actions are carried out one after another. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead pushes the button of creation, and the different energies create the material elements and various controllers of the physical elements, and their subsequent interactions follow the inconceivable plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Gurudasa Jayādvaita Swaminiti Namine. I would like to point out that this verse looks extremely similar to the opening prayers of Shukadev Goswami, Nama Parasmai Purushaya Bhuyase, here Vedhase. And this is also very reminiscent. Two of the lines, one full pad, I guess two half padas are just like verse 29, which is right before our reading started. But it's the verse to which Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur referenced Mother Bhumi saying, if that is so. So if what is so, if you're the creator, the independent creator of all of these living entities, Dravya Kriya Karaka, demigods, material substance, pradhan, then you can kill me because I'm separate from you. I'm not intimately united with you. And so Mother Bhumi said, if this is so, and this verse is almost exactly like that one, I'm trying to look at it to see what the specific differences are, but maybe that would require more analysis than I'm able to do right here. But Nama Parasmai Purushaya Bhuyase Sadudbhavastan Nirodha Lilaya. The second line for Shukadev Goswami is very similar as well, that you're performing the functions of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. And in this verse as well, Mother Bhumi is describing that your energies are performing such wonderful things. Srila Prabhupada says, like a scientist who begins a chain reaction, everything else automatically follows. I was just reading in Krishna Lila Stava in the beginning, one of the names of the Lord, he's addressed as Pradhana Purusheshvara. So this Pradhana Purusha, the enjoyer of material energy, are the living beings, and the Ishvara of those enjoyers is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We seem to be enjoying, but as you quoted that verse, I think Praveen Krishna Prabhu, he'll like this one. Actually, we got it from you, Praveen Krishna Prabhu. It was Trishna Najirna, Vayameva Jirnaha. The Trishna of the living being who's trying to enjoy Pradhan or the Mahatattva. That's the satisfaction he's looking for, the Trishna, Najirna. It never is achieved. Vayameva Jirnaha. But we become old. We become wasted. And Guru Maharaj, you've quoted before, I wasted time, now doth time waste me. So this has that sort of effect being presented, that the Supreme Lord ultimately can kill us because we're separate from him. But if we're looking for satisfaction from something separate from him, then we're killing ourselves. By uniting with the Lord, then we no longer have to see this repeated birth and death within the realm of the Lord's external energy. We can come in touch with the internal energy of the Lord. Guru Maharaj, any thoughts? You're muted, I believe, Guru Maharaj. Sorry.
So thank you. Sargati, the whole process of creation is referenced here, and it expands through creation of the senses, creation of the controllers of the senses, creation of the objects of the senses. The controllers of the senses are the demigods. Then we have the intelligence, the false ego, all of these things. They're all coming. Shaktiye, Niguta, Shaktiye. The Lord is the source of all these various energies, which, what's the word? Exfoliate. They expand. But as Prabhupada said, Krishna pushes the button, and then one after another, one after another, one after another, all the energies act. But one has to search out the source of those energies. That's Krishna. Hare Krishna.
The same expansion principle was there in verse 29 as well, with the word vinyasta. Very, very interesting how similar the two verses are, 29 and 33. Maybe one of the differences is that 29 focuses that the Vibhrama Urmi, the Vibhramormaya, the waves of illusion, they don't wash over the Supreme Lord. He remains independent in that sense. We have a comment from Praveen Krishna Prabhu. Bhogana bhukta vayameva bhuktaha tapona taptam vayameva taptaha kalona yato vayameva yata yatas trishna najirna vayameva jirnaha. We have not enjoyed mundane pleasures, but ourselves have been devoured by desires. We have not performed austerities, but got scorched ourselves. Time is not gone, but we have approached the end. Desires do not age, but we ourselves are struck down by senility. Of course, something's lost in translation there. The wonderful double meaning of bhukta, enjoying and also being devoured, and tapta, that scorching heat and austerity. The two don't translate quite perfectly. The Sanskrit is so beautiful. And Trishna Najirna, our desires are not satisfied, but we are wasted. Thank you, Praveen Krishna Prabhu, for the full verse.
Much appreciated. Time for kirtan.
Let's see. Krishna Kante Prabhu is there. Can I nominate? If you're feeling up for it, Krishna Kante Prabhu, I would like to hear your chanting again.
Can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Bo, Hare Bo, Nitai Gaur, Haribo Nitagor, Haribo, 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 Gor Haribo Nitagor, Ramanande Hari Haribo, Ma Vishnu Badai, Krishna Vistaya Bhutale, Srimati Duda Swami Iti Namine, Ma Vishnu Badai, Krishna Vistaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharne, Nirvisesha Shunyavani, Pasacha Deshatane, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, Jai Sri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Hari Bol,
Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Hari
jai.
Bol,
His divine grace, Jayādvaita Maharaj ki jai.
Jai,
Namavita Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai,
Gaur Premanande.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Very much.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Jaya.